Hi, I'm Alex Hillman, Project and Community Manager at Hunters Entertainment, and welcome to Community Plays. This series will showcase an assortment of Hunters Entertainment games and members of our outstanding community. We'll have a range of one-shots and mini-campaigns where you take control. If you'd like to find out how you can get more engaged with Community Plays directly, be sure to join us on Discord and our Twitch channel. Our moderators in chat will provide you with all the information you need in order to get connected. But now, on to some games.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Chapter 2 of Teens in Space with our adventure with the Persephone. This chapter is called Homecoming, presented by Hunters Entertainment Community Plays. In our first chapter, the crew of the Persephone responded to a distress signal from the space station, the Vigilant. With the doomed space station under siege from within, the crew unraveled a devious plot of a cook with a taste for more than just fine herbs. Thomas, the human first mate of the Persephone, stalled the destruction of the space station just long enough for the Persephone, along with a few survivors, to escape. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast and the crew of the Persephone. Harold, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Harold. You can find me at Purple Gorilla 1 on Twitter, and I'm playing Chick tonight, the pilot. I'm also a reptilian, so I'm about 6 feet tall, mostly gray because I blend in with my surroundings and ships are gray.
Hi, I'm Jules, and I will be playing Avian tonight, Avian Trove, if you caught the end of the last adventure, who is the captain and a Perlean, so a bulky humanoid, warlike, but with a ring of 7 eyes around her head, and she's the proud captain of Persephone.
Hello, I am Red. I will be playing Thomas Becker, a human spaceborn who was adopted by the Perlean captain and currently is, well, as they refer to a mascot, as he refers to himself, first mate of the Persephone. And I will be playing that.
And to round off the group, I'm Shin. You may have seen me around on Twitter and on the channel itself at Shin_115. I'm playing Ace, the Kai Maven gunner. Ace is, well, being Kai Maven, he is about 5 foot, not very tall, but has a lot of attitude and is a bird species, so he looks a bit like a hawk on 2 legs.
And my name is Anne, and I will be your game master for tonight. A few days have passed. The doctor you saved has been dropped off at the nearest output. Rhea, the auto drone security office you saved from the space station, comes up from the security hold and finds all of you sharing a meal together in the crew quarters. And I'm going to show you guys your crew quarters. So this is the spaceship that you built. So I'll take you over there. So on the outsides of the ship are all the crew quarters. The big one at the front of the ship, yeah, that's the one that belongs to Avian, your captain. But the large section in the back, that's your holodeck. In the center, there's tables and a console and a place where you can make food and gather and eat. All of you are there right now, and you notice Rhea coming up the stairs. She approaches the table and sort of waits to be acknowledged and addressed.
Hey, Rhea, how are you doing?
Oh, I am very well. Thank you, Thomas. I was wondering if perhaps I could have a word with all of you.
Oh, yeah, sure. And Thomas will quickly calm the rest of the people to make sure that they're there if they're not already there.
She waits for a moment. She looks around the table and says, I was wondering if perhaps we could come to some sort of mutual agreement where perhaps I might stay on the Persephone.
I don't
think
see
that's
an issue
my
with it.
call. Absolutely. You've been a great help in the few days you've been here. We can. I'm not sure if we have an extra quarters. We'll figure it out.
As an auto drone, I do not require quarters, although it is nice of you to think of it. I can stay in the cargo hold out of the way when not required.
The cargo, no, not the cargo hold. You should try to have quarters. Like, it's pretty cool to have your own space.
I must have my own space.
Well, then that's
Oh,
it. Rhea can stay with Ace.
oh, well, if that is all right with you, Ace.
Yeah,
Um,
she was very helpful the last time around. I don't see any issue with that.
oh,
Sorry, I don't know what pronouns you use.
they is perfectly fine.
They then. I don't see any problems with it.
I appreciate the accommodation. Thank you, Captain. She kind of awkwardly looks around. There's another chair nearby. She pulls it up to the table. She doesn't eat, so she just kind of sits awkwardly among everybody else and just kind of looks at all of you. What are you guys having for dinner?
Proly and Dracul.
Various beetles.
And Ace, what's for dinner?
Meat.
Straight up meat. Yeah, Rhea sits for a moment and watches all of you eat. She seems to become awkward after a moment. She stands up and then goes back down into the cargo hold.
We'll work on it.
Do autotrons recharge or something? I don't know how they work, but maybe if she's, eats electricity, maybe we could put like a charging port or something up here for her so it's not quite as awkward.
That might be a good idea.
I'd be good with that.
I mean, I don't know if she wants to like have a charging port, but maybe we can figure something out.
Yeah.
I mean,
just to make it a little.
I'll delegate that to you, Thomas. If you could, at some point, talking with them and figuring out the deal there.
oh yeah, and she looked kind of awkward, so maybe I can teach her how to stand properly. I've been practicing. I mean, I do it naturally, of course.
The meal continues, and before long, Avian, you hear a boop, 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 boop of an incoming message from your quarters.
I go into my quarters and take the message.
You see on the screen, before you answer it, you see your mother's name. It says Yervoy. But instead of saying Yervoy Magistrate, which is what it said the last time you spoke to her, it says Yervoy Chancellor.
Promotion? Interesting. I thought I was moving up in the world, but I guess he's moving up quicker. I answer it.
The image of your mother comes on the screen. She is an older Prolian female. Her eyes are pointed, all 7 of them, towards the screen. She's dressed a little fancier than last time you saw her, although your family has always been fairly well-to-do and prominent in the community. It does appear that she's moved up in the world a little bit. She comes on the screen and she says, "My daughter, greetings."
Greetings.
The word has gotten out, Avian Trove. We are very proud.
Thank you.
We were hoping you would come for a visit.
We're
It's time for a visit.
Yes, Mother, I'll work on figuring out the logistics of that. I've got a whole crew to accommodate and take care of, so I don't know how fast we'll be able to get there. We're eons away. We're quite far, but if you insist, Chancellor,
You
congratulations.
see Chancellor? She smiles. It's a little disturbing. The sooner the better, my daughter. And of course, bring your entire crew with you. Of course.
Don't know where else I would leave them, so. Thomas will be, of course, accompanying as well.
Of course. Until then, my daughter, we will prepare for your arrival. She disappears. So you're left with a message from your mother. What do you do next?
I go out into the common area where I assume people are still hanging out, and I'll pull Thomas aside first and say, "So apparently we're going home.
We're going.
Mother just called. Mother, who is Chancellor now and very proud of
Oh,
that. So yeah, emotionally prepare yourself for that."
oh no. So I kind of skipped on all of the combat simulations. I gotta go practice. And he heads towards the holodeck.
Probably go practice. I'll let the rest of the crew know where we're headed.
Chick and Ace, have you retired to your rooms?
Probably.
So you enter the common room and the only person you found is Thomas. You're assuming that Chick and Ace went to their quarters.
It's not the most urgent thing in the world. I assume we've still got a bit of travel time before we would get there. Though I suppose I should probably, I'll go knock on Chick's door and let him know, because he's the one that would need to pilot the ship in the other direction.
Chick, you hear a knock on your door. Oh, and Chick is muted. It's so difficult to hear them in the room.
What do you want?
It's your captain. I would prefer you perhaps address me with a bit more regard, but
No. You forget we're not friends.
I'm gonna have to make a grit roll because my species has to make D6.
Yes, you have been directly and outright offended. So yes, please make a grit roll. You're trying to I feel like you're trying to give Chick a little bit of leeway, but a 4 is not going to be enough. You know how to force that door open. You are the captain. You have your own key, or you could literally force it open. It's up to you.
I kick the door down.
Cool. Chick, you're in your space and your door just comes a tumbling in.
What do you want?
I want
Chick,
the job and pilot the ship.
Chick, when Avian comes into your space, what do they see?
It's just plants. That's it. You can't see any bare metal. And you see me in a hammock glaring at you. Okay. You could have said that.
I tried to, however, you decided to sass me from inside your door. Now we've got a directive from the Chancellor of Proliax, and we're headed there. So I need you to turn this ship around.
Okay, boss.
You gonna get out of
Yeah.
Fling up and fly out the door past her.
Avian, when Chick flies past you, you kind of get this like waft of humid air. Like it's really humid in there. It's bad in there. It's really planty.
It's a lot of fucking plants.
Yeah. Chick, you head upstairs to the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you see Chick head upstairs to the bridge, and you're guessing that Ace is in their quarters.
I'll since Ace will probably feel the ship changing direction, I'll go let him know as well.
I was gonna say, would I have heard the thump of the door?
You probably heard something. Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Ace is probably like standing either near or like next, like looking towards the door at least with one eyebrow raised, going, "What was that?"
Okay, I'll duck out of the doorway, look directly at Ace, and say, "I'll warn you once. I'm in a mood. Don't fuck with me today. We're headed to Prolax at the command of the Chancellor. If you feel the ship turn around, that is why. Nothing is wrong. We're headed to Prolax."
Okay. 2 questions. Do you have any idea what the Chancellor wants with us?
No clue. However, it's probably relevant to mention that the Chancellor is my mother, as well as Thomas's. So there's a chance it's just family business. There's a chance that she's using our connection as family to make us do something ridiculous. Who knows what that will be.
And second question, are there any other Prolian traditions or taboos that we ought to know about besides do not sass you?
Don't sass me. Don't sass anyone.
Or them, for that matter.
We are an easily offended race. We will resort to violence. That's another thing. Be ready for violence at all times, always. Friendly sparring is very much a traditional aspect of the culture, and you might not be aware that you are about to enter into a friendly spar until suddenly someone smacks you in the back of the head. Other than that, be polite, especially to the Chancellor, as she is in a high position, and just follow my lead. It'll be fine.
Right then. How do we know how long? This is to the GM. Do we know how? Do we have a guess on how long the travel time is?
It kind of depends on your pilot, Chick. So,
Okay.
Chick, go ahead and roll a flight roll for me, and we'll see how fast you can navigate. The higher the number, the quicker you'll get there. We'll see how well the ship does. 5. Yeah, there's several asteroid belts between you and Prolax. So it's
I'm not in a
gonna
hurry either.
take a minute. And even I'm going to say this makes you a little nervous. Yeah, Chick's not in a hurry. It makes you a little nervous, even because you know, it's going to take a minute, and your mom doesn't like to be left waiting. But what can you do?
What can you do, indeed?
Speaking of friendly family sparring,
I was gonna go downstairs and find Thomas in the holodeck because I promised to help.
You're in the holodeck. Actually, you're standing right outside it. So hanging by the doors right in front of your holodeck are jumpsuits. And on these jumpsuits are little tiny white balls. And it covers your entire body when you zip up the jumpsuit. So Ace, you come in and you see Thomas putting on one of these ball-covered jumpsuits, getting ready to go in.
Gotta go see the family. Family's gonna try to kill me. They always try to kill me. This is why I dodge so much. I'm not good at fighting. I should have done a combat simulator. Gosh, why do we gotta do this again? I was so happy to get back in space, and he's pushing buttons and just mumbling to himself.
Ace clears his throat from behind Thomas.
Oh, yeah, this is all good. This seems to fit just fine.
Is that normal for a
What? No,
family to try and kill each other?
oh, it's self-improvement. To be honest, that's what they kind of call it. They need to make the squishy not squishy. That's what they tell me sometimes. Squishy's my nickname.
And oh dear. And they do it by beating the crap out of you?
Randomly, yeah, randomly attacking me. Yeah. Um,
Okay, we are going to fix that. I
I'm
promised
really
you self-defense training, at least how to trip someone and move away from them.
okay.
I assume they are all bigger
Yeah.
than you.
Oh, much bigger, and they got a lot more eyes, so I can't like get them from behind or anything like that. They can get me from behind. I only got 2 eyes. It's a disadvantage.
I
This is really
mean,
bad.
there are ways to neutralize beings with a lot of eyes.
Really?
Uh-huh. You've got Look, you have one of those like little toolkits, don't you?
I've got a lot of random tools. Most of them.
Okay, that's good. No, and don't do this to your family. This is absolutely a lethal combat tactic if you use it
Oh,
correctly.
that's okay for the family.
Wait, it's okay for you to kill your family?
No, to try to kill them. If you kill them, then it's bad. But if
Okay.
you try to kill them, it's good.
Okay,
This is what
so
I've learned.
try but not succeed. Understood. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, then keep this technique in mind and don't use it on your family because it would either hurt really, really bad or permanently blind somebody, and I'm not sure which.
Okay. Is this like spraying oil in their face?
I was going to say sealant, actually, from an
Ooh,
aerosol can.
sealant. Aerosol. Mm.
Or paint or something like that.
Paint?
Mm-hmm. Spray paint.
They sometimes spray paint themselves before battle, so I'm not really sure if that's
Not in
gonna
the eyes,
work.
they don't.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, eyes can be poked as well.
I tried. It failed.
We'll work on
But
that. But besides, as when you get bigger, at least it'll be easier for you. But for now, let's start working on using their weight against them. Essentially, to use the Earth equivalent Aikido style.
keto. Okay. Sounds. Ooh, Earth. Yeah, that's where I'm from. We've
Mhm.
got a style.
There are lots of styles according to humans. I don't really know.
Oh, well, that's really cool. I haven't been around humans in a long time.
We'll
So,
figure it out.
oh, this sounds great. Do you need to get your balls on? And he points at one of the suits.
You see Ace's head feathers just fluff up for a moment and then just slick back all the way like, yes, I need to get the jumpsuit on. Starts pulling it on like, don't ever say that again.
Oh,
It means something different where I'm from.
oh, sorry.
Just call it a jumpsuit and we'll be good.
Oh, okay. Well, I just figured to differentiate it from other jumpsuits.
Okay, fair. The holodeck jumpsuit.
Oh, well, that's probably a lot better.
Right. Let's get you inside first.
Okay. And he'll punch in the code to start up a simulation. He's going to set the simulation for like a jungle where there's lots of foliage and trees and stuff like that, as close to Prolian as he could possibly replicate.
Okay.
And that's where he's going to go.
All right, so the doors open and you walk into a room that also has little balls, all little white glowing orbs all over the floor, the ceiling, and the walls. And as you walk in, 2 sets of glasses come down. And if you put those glasses on, there's 2 little glowing orbs on the sides of your eyes. When you put them on, those orbs glow very brightly. In fact, so bright that it kind of takes out your vision. And when it takes out your vision, it is replaced with the jungles of Proliax.
Nice
Oh,
place.
yeah, I've only seen it from space. I've never actually been down to the surface yet. They didn't let me come down. They said it was too dangerous for you, Squishy. So
What lives on the surface that would make it so?
You hear a growling sound behind you.
and
Question answered.
Prolians.
Question answered.
You turn and you see shelled creature, looks almost like a giant crab-like creature, and it's coming at you quickly through the jungle.
I will immediately go into full defense, as I have done hundreds of times before, whenever something comes at me.
What does a human in a defensive position in a Napoleon world look like?
He's trying to climb a tree.
Cool.
Generally.
Roll your flight.
Right.
You've done this before, so it's not going to be a very high. We'll say a 5. Because my guess is this is your preferred method. You got a 14. Not only do you climb up this tree, but you get to the very top of it. You've got advantage of the entire rest of the scene, and you have a very secure footing at the top of this tree. Ace, you see Thomas pew, faster than you've ever seen him go, straight up a tropical tree.
That's one way to do it.
And now from here, we range attack. And he starts looking for like large things to throw at the crab.
Roll brain.
Oh,
Let's see what's in that tree.
Good. That is not good.
Is that not Thomas's strong suit?
No, he's got a D10 in it, so it's not horrid, but it is not his flight is his strong suit. Yes.
Excellent. All right, you got a 10. So you know that in these trees, which is why you ran up them, there are these large seed pods. They're spiky. The seed pod itself is a bright yellow color, and the spikes are pink, and they go into like a shocking orange. It's covered in these spikes.
Nice. He'll scream out, "Eat spiky death," and start throwing them at him.
Ace, you see from the trees these large, really painful looking seed pods come flinging out of this tropical tree.
Okay, that's certainly a method of self-defense.
Let's see if you hit the creature, Thomas. Roll your fight.
I rolled a 2 because my fight is only a D4.
So Ace, roll your flight. Let's see if you get hit by one of these.
Oh, geez.
You know it's coming. So we'll say like a 6. And you're probably pretty good at dodging things. Let's see
Flight
what we
for me,
get.
I already have a +1 because I have rocket boots.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
And I assume we can program those. Oh, very good.
Yeah, no problem. You almost instinctively hear this thing coming at you, and you have your avian eyes, so you can kind of see around you. Yeah, no problem. You dodge out of the way of what looks like a very painful looking seed pod, but it also completely misses this crab creature.
Huh. Well,
Okay.
That's the problem. I'm good up to this point. Like, I've got this part down. It's
Okay.
just the rest of it that I just can't do.
Okay, first of all, do we have voice controls on this holodeck? Would we know this?
Sure.
Okay, pause simulation, first of all. So, he's not in immediate danger of getting eaten.
The crab freezes, and everything feels very static. Any simulated breeze, any jungle noises that were happening immediately stop.
Okay, lesson 1, accuracy.
Okay.
Because you getting up there is all well and good, but the hitting it part seems to be a problem.
Yeah, and they also say, "What a coward, squishy," whenever I do this.
Okay, the next part is probably getting you some things that can work as hand-to-hand weapons.
Oh, okay.
Aside from, let's look at your random tools and see what we can possibly repurpose.
So he'll come back down he starts laying out like this random useless stuff. He's got like a lollipop spinner. He's got half of a remote control from something that busted, maybe like the TV or something like that. He has one of the captain's extra badges that he has probably worn in his quarters numerous times as he posed in front of the mirror. and just a bunch of other things. He's got a lot of batteries right now, because batteries are always useful. And so he has at least 15 assorted types of batteries. And then he has a small spoon that he has sharpened, not the stick part, but the actual like spoon part itself. And he's got all that sitting down there. It's like, all right, what about my shank? And he grabs his spoon. You think that'll be good? I could scoop
Possibly.
out an eye. I could like scoop out an eye or something.
You could, but from what you're telling me, getting close enough to scoop out the eye is another issue.
Yeah, they usually put me on my back.
So, actually, can I change the simulation from inside the holodeck, or do I have to go out, reprogram it, and come back in again?
So you would have to leave and come back in again because you need to reprogram the glasses. So you'd have to take those off and then come back out and then go back in. You can add something to the simulation, but to change the environment, you'd have to leave and come back in.
Okay, because I don't would I know approximately where Thomas is for his, like, what are his normal performance metrics, I guess?
You've been crew for a little while together. You've seen him do this kind of thing, more of a flight than a fight kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
you get a general idea that that's more of his go-to.
Right. Does he have any, like, heavy looking items among his random assorted junk?
Batteries
Oh,
could pack a
okay.
punch if you threw it. I mean, the
Thinking,
pops, the lollipop thing. I mean, it's a sticky, it's a pointy thing that spins, so that's something.
I was thinking like a wrench.
No, nothing as useful as a wrench.
No, not at all.
Actually,
He
is there
probably still has the rebreather that you gave him last episode, and maybe parts from the portable force field generator too that he kind of snuck into his pocket.
I wonder actually. Using those, like, Aces like picks up the parts from the force field generator. I wonder if you could rig up something that would produce electrical shock when you touch someone else, like a contact taser, and you can power it with the batteries.
Oh, so you like just smack shock?
Yeah,
Nice.
I don't know if it's possible. I'm not an engineer, but it may be worth considering if you have it up your sleeve, so to speak, when you reunite with your family. I don't know if families are supposed to try and kill each other,
Ooh,
but I
and
guess
then I can
brothers.
like shake their hand and shock them too. That'll be
Possibly.
fun.
Ace, roll your brain. The difficulty of, we'll say 5. I feel like the answer.
Can I get an assist from Thomas on this one?
Yeah, you're thinking about it together. That's fine.
Right.
Yeah, you're talking it out loud. You're working on it together.
So what am I adding, if so?
But you get to help someone, you get a 1 or a 2.
So normally it's a 1
Thomas,
for AT, but loyal crew member gives a 2
yeah,
per AT that I
2.
spend.
You
Delightful.
you are loyal, so give it a try. No problem. You got a 10. You know, you do have an autodrome security officer on board.
Ooh. Yes, let's
who
go
may
get
know
her.
how to do that.
Let's go get them to help us.
Okay, and he'll like scoop up all of his stuff and everything like that, and he'll walk off the holodeck. He will keep his suit, jumpsuit on as he continues on. He doesn't think about taking it off.
Right,
Ace
and
probably
as you
does the
guys,
same, but takes off the glasses.
oh yeah. The glasses are a look. Yes, you might want to take those off.
Right.
As you guys head down to Rhea, Chick, you are up there flying the ship. Avian, do you go upstairs, downstairs? Where are you headed?
I'll go upstairs for a little bit.
All right, so you're up on the bridge. You see Chick seated in one of the comm positions, flying the ship. You see the asteroid belt coming, and you know this is going to take forever if you guys go that way.
Should we go up and over? You're muted.
Thank you. Boss, you're here. What'd you say?
Should we go up and over the asteroid belt as opposed to through it, since we'll have to cut our speed down dramatically in order to go through it?
Are you in a hurry?
Yes.
Why? You were just screaming at me earlier when I asked you what was up.
We're going to my home planet to see.
Oh, are you homesick?
No, I am not. My mother's
Why?
the chancellor of Prolax, and she does not.
Why do you want to go back?
Because she told me to.
I don't do what my mom tells me to.
Well, you probably don't have a very good relationship with your family then. That sucks for you. However, I'd rather not hurt my relations with my home planet and my own mother, as that is the way you move up in the world. I mean, she's chancellor. If I want...
I just move around in the world. I don't care about moving up too much.
Very strange for a bird.
I'm not a bird.
You're not a bird. You're a chameleon. I'm an idiot. She said, out of character. Unable.
Flinks and I back at you. Come on.
Chick, catching Avian in kind of a moment of vulnerability there, clearly talking about her family has flustered them. So I don't know, it's a little endearing.
Okay, I'll go up.
Cool. Let's do that.
Bye, boss. I take my home with me. You want some jungle? Go to my bed.
I really don't.
Wink at you.
That was disturbing. The eyelid. There's so many. You know what? Never mind. We're not going to deal with this right now.
Excellent. So going up over the asteroid belt does save you guys a little bit of time. Real quick, I would like Thomas and Ace to both roll their brain. You will have found Rhea, and Rhea will agree to help you. So let's see if we can make something functional out of these zappy pieces you want to make. So we're going to take an average. To make this thing, it's going to take a 7 average.
Are we still adding the Thomas's +2 for assisting, or how are we?
Yes, because Thomas is still assisting. So Thomas won't get to add that to himself, but we'll add that to
Everyone else?
his roll, or your roll, and Rhea's roll. Rhea's going to roll. Roll, Rhea, roll. It's not letting me roll. Oh, there we go. Submit. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, she's never. Oh, that's a 2. She's never made a zappy thing like this before. It takes a couple days. All 3 of you working on it. You managed to make a thing that does give a brief electrical shock. It's not incapacitating in any way, but it's definitely enough to get somebody's attention. It's more of a distraction than as opposed to something that causes significant harm, but it's not nothing.
Ace has probably started working on Thomas's accuracy with
This is perfect.
just random objects that you could find lying around. Just setting up a target and just being like, throw. Like a Prolian shaped target, I guess is the right word. And teaching Thomas about things like, if you're in an environment and you are, or how do you put this? If you expect or are considering that an attack may come, that you have things close to hand to be able to throw.
So
At
always
what
carry
point?
a weapon.
Yes.
At one point, Avian walks in on this. Is like, oh, you need a Prolian-sized target?
Oh,
I'll be the target. No way in hell Thomas is hitting.
Hey sis,
Come at me.
I'm practicing throwing knives at father.
Yeah, not just
That's
knives,
probably a
but
good
you see like batteries, wrenches, everything that we could basically lay hands on that people aren't using, and is light enough for, well, light enough for him to throw, but not heavy, but heavy enough to actually hurt. And I like those are like laid out in order pretty much.
Is this all happening on the holodeck?
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably happening on the
Yeah.
holodeck. And not only do you see like knives towards the target and off to the
Mhm.
side and everything, nothing is on the target. There are a couple of knives laying on the floor behind him from where he
Mhm.
accidentally let go too soon, and it went behind him. And he's like, I'm getting better.
Chick, there's a period of like the second day of travel where you realize you don't know where the rest of the crew is. The holodeck's a good guess. You are on mute.
Those guys are all crazy. I'm not gonna go near there. They all want to fight something.
Excellent. So we're gonna do one round of practice. Evian, are you gonna be the target? Thomas, what are you throwing?
So I'm going to rush Avian with my
Mhm.
new shocker glove. I'm
Mhm.
gonna scream spaghetti
Mhm.
and go to smack her with it. And then
Mhm.
in my mind, once she is shocked and distracted and she looks and goes, oh, what happened with that glove? I'm going to grab my sharpened spoon and yell Aikido and stab her in the gut.
Excellent. Ace, what is your last piece of advice before you go for this bit of practice? What is your sage wisdom that you share with Thomas?
Use her body weight or there, sorry, what pronouns is Avian saying?
Here.
There, okay, sorry about that. Use their body weight against them. If you find an opening, take it. Even if you think it's dirty or dishonorable or whatever, take it. If it means you live or you get away to fight another day, that's the winning option.
With Ace's words, if you see an opportunity, take it. You go to make your run. Thomas, roll your fight. Evian, roll your flight.
I exploded. Yes. Again,
Okay,
I
so that's
explode.
8.
9.
Oh my goodness. All right, so it's really, really close. Thomas has a 9. Avian has a 10. Avian, you have a choice to make. You can let Thomas do it or not. It's up to you.
Yeah.
I will let Thomas shock me. I assume I've gotten some wind of this whole what's going on with the shot glove.
I did scream spaghetti first.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I will let Thomas shock me, but counter the stab in the gut.
All right, so Thomas, you do make contact. Where do you touch Avian with the glove?
It is going to be across the face because I think that's the most like they will react to that the best.
All right, Avian, you get the glove to your face. It feels like a bee sting or a bad insect sting. I don't know if you know what a bee is, but it doesn't feel good. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but yeah, that's not nice. That's not fun. You dodge the shiv, however. Avian, what does that look like?
So as the hand is slapping and the hand is stabbing, I assume, would you be stabbing with your dominant or not? Which regardless.
It's his left hand, so it's completely coming in weak because
Okay,
he used
I'm
the strong
left-handed,
hand for the
and
distraction.
I will say Avian is too. So I'm going to reach across, grab, twist the arm up, so that the shiv is not hitting but pointing at his own face.
Right.
Ooh.
I don't give up. Oh, I don't give up. And he keeps tapping her on the leg, like the give up sign. So it's very confusing because he's like tapping out, but at the same time screaming, I don't give up.
In the meantime, on the bridge, Chick, you hear boop, 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 proximity sensor. You're approaching Proliax.
I go over the radio. Hey, we're almost there.
I will sort of suddenly sober up and drop Thomas's hand and head toward the top deck, the bridge.
Now, Thomas, as you go to leave the holodeck, you feel a little more fighty. Take a +1 on your fight for the duration of this game.
Nice.
Your friends did help you out. So yes, Avian's going to head to the bridge. Do you guys follow?
Yes. Thomas will follow the whole time. That as he's following up, he's like, all right, we can do this. And he calms Rhea, make sure there's lots of medical supplies. And then he uncalms and keeps walking.
Ace
In the
took some
cargo
time-
bay.
Yeah, Ace took some time to gather up all the stuff that Thomas left and like at least put it in a box or a bag or something so he still has his stuff to throw.
Rhea gets the message in their cargo hold, looks around the extremely empty cargo hold and goes, there's no medical supplies. You get to the bridge and incoming message, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Yervoy, Chancellor.
I think it's for you.
Yeah, I will answer it myself.
Your mother's face comes on the screen and she says, daughter, you have arrived. Please come to our family's landing bay.
Will do. Chancellor? Mother? Protocol.
Oh.
Anyway.
She disappears. Chick, you get coordinates on your console for where to land.
All right, I'm bringing him in. Hold on tight.
Oh gosh, he's coming in hot. As you are coming in hot into Proliax and you're approaching the Chancellor's family compound, Avian, what does that look like? What does the compound look like?
I would say like pretty modern in architecture, like how you would consider in modern day on Earth, like pretty metallic and sleek with like rounded edges and sharp corners kind of interspersed, but in a sort of darker chromish, bronzish color that blends in a little bit with the surrounding jungle, with big windows.
All right. Chick, go ahead and roll your, we'll say it's flight technically to land the ship. We'll see how well we land. You've landed the ship before, probably not here, but a 17, you hot dog it into the compound. What does that look like?
I just fly in, whip a 360, and just park it like smoothly on the edge. Flick an eye back at the captain. Was that okay?
Works for me. We're not dead.
You have landed on your home world. You can see from where you are on the bridge, your mother coming out, your father coming out, and a series of what appear to be servants behind them.
I assume we go down to like the second floor and that's where the launch bay thing opens and we descend. And I'm standing up very almost uncomfortably tall and trying to like shoulders back, look strong, look good.
Your mother and father approach and your mother walks up to you and she says, my daughter, welcome home.
Thank you, Mother. This is my crew, and this is, of course, your son. I shouldn't introduce your son. That's strange. First mate of the Persephone. This here is our pilot, Chick. and our gunner Ace. Yeah.
I'm down on all fours, just turning green. Yes, I missed the jungle.
A pleasure to meet you,
Uh,
Chancellor.
Your boy watches Chick come out and hit the jungle floor and turn green. She says, I'm glad our homeworld meets with your approval. She turns to Ace. A gunner, you say. Very useful. Please come inside. And she turns, and your father turns. He never even says anything to you. The two of them turn, the entourage turns and starts to walk into the house.
Keep in mind that everyone here has 7 eyes all the way around their head, so they're looking at you literally all the time. It's pretty unnerving.
You go inside. Avian, what does the inside of the house look like?
It's pretty, as well, pretty like angular and modern and metal. It's not, like, comfort is clearly not really much of a consideration here. It's very sort of utilitarian, but, you know, the way that sort of the family shows off is, one, with heads of things that they have killed on the wall, and 2, with the kind of metals that are used, like, oh, that chair is made of silver. Extremely impractical, but it's you know, somehow both utilitarian and ostentatious at the same time.
I like it. The rest of the crew takes a look around. I would like everyone to roll their grit. As we did mention, there are trophies on the wall. So Thomas, you do okay. You grew up in this house. The trophies don't bother you, and you don't see any human trophies. However, Ace, you do see a trophy on the wall that looks kind of species familiar, as do you, Chick.
I look over at Ace and I'm like, where the hell are we?
Side eye back and just lean over and out the side of my beak, just very quietly say, let's not piss them off, shall we?
I guess.
You
I'll
can
try my best. I'm pretty good at talking to people, even if I do piss them off, so we'll see.
I just imagine Chick is like blending into the wall as we speak.
Right. Chick, do you try and blend in?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be your flight. It's going to be a flight roll for Chick. This could be hilarious. Yeah, so it's a really good roll. So what you see is Chick's body blend into the wall and just Chick's head sticking out as if it's one of the trophies.
That's really macabre when you do that. It looks like you're on the wall too.
Don't pay attention. Just don't mention me.
They already know you're here.
So they can't find me.
They have 7 eyes. I really wouldn't put it past them to have like heat vision or something.
Well, don't tell me that.
As they're having this conversation, Avian and Thomas, you can see your boy rolling one of her eyes like in their direction. She's trying to keep it to herself, but it's hard. You come to the center of what appears to be kind of a common area, what a human might call a living room. Your boy turns around. Welcome to our home. We have quarters for all of you. Is this your first time, she looks around to everyone, and even to Chick on the wall, to Proliax?
Yes, I'm afraid it is.
I stick my head out of the wall. Yeah. I like the look of it, though.
I see that. Before dinner, perhaps you would like to take a tour of the city center. I have some of our entourage here who can go with you into the city. I'm sure there are provisions and things that you need for your journeys. This is coming off more of a, less of a suggestion and more of a, this is what's happening.
I'd do anything to get out of here, sure.
Of
Great.
course, that sounds like an excellent idea.
Great. There are two Prolians who they're tall. They seem to be wearing sort of plain outfits, sort of, gray, like the colors that Avian was describing, grays and metallics. But both of them are wearing bright green sashes. And you also notice that her dad is wearing a bright green sash and that Yervoy has like a bright green undershirt under her jumpsuit. So you're guessing that this is a thing. The two step forward and kind of walk by the door as if they're expecting you to kind of just go with them. Chick, you kind of slide up against the wall.
Sneak along.
Excellent. The rest of you follow?
Yeah.
Avian, before you go out the door, your mother says, "Daughter, if I can have a word."
Yes, Mother?
In my office, please. Don't wait, my friends. She will join you in a moment. And she motions you towards her office.
I try to follow.
You're going to try and follow? Okay.
I still think
roll
I'm
your
invisible.
Flight. Let's see how well. Roll your flight, see how well you're blended into the wall. She can see you, so this is going to be pretty high. We'll say it's a 15. Yeah, no, you actually end up bumping into like a head trophy of something else before you make it to the wall where her office is. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. They'll lead you out that way, my friend.
Okay.
I give Chick a glare out of one of my back eyes.
I drop down on all fours and just skitter out.
I also pull out and have concealed in my sleeve a small blade of some sort, just in case this is a way of her getting me alone to attack me.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. You have prepared an action. Ace and Thomas, what do you do? Thomas, you're muted.
She said for them to go, or did she say for me to go with them? Because I know that she doesn't talk to me a lot.
She actually has not really acknowledged your presence at all.
That's typical.
Yeah, she did ask Ace to stay, or Avian to stay behind, and kind of motioned for the rest of you to enjoy the rest of your day.
I will go about my day.
Ace, how do you feel about being invited to take in the city center? Ace, you're muted.
Ace is pretty on edge, given everything that Avian has told us about their culture being, you can get into fights at little to no notice. And given how that Prolians are, I think, taller than most of us at this point, because we're all a bunch of teenagers, that could be an issue. And Ace is kind of like, how birds kind of flick their head around when they're when they think there might be a threat in the immediate area. So Ace is just constantly watching left, right, and trying to make sure that Thomas is at least between the two Prolian escorts who are wearing green, since it appears that at least Ace is interpreting this as they are members of the Chancellor's household, and therefore mess with them at your peril, essentially. So worst comes to worst, Ace is kind of pushing the squishiest member between the two who have diplomatic immunity, so to speak.
Excellent. You follow the envoy outside, and you do see Rhea standing at the base of the Persephone where the ramp has come down, and she's just sort of standing there as if she's standing guard.
You guys tell her to do that?
No, she kind of just did that on her own. She's pretty intelligent. Like that's a good idea.
Well, I guess she was security, right? Maybe she
That's
thinks she's
right.
security on our ship.
Could be. I will tell you this, that the Chancellor may not think that we're worthy to be the crew of her daughter Avian. So these two guards may try to kill us at any moment. Just
Oh, I could
be
disappear.
ready.
Don't worry about that.
They tend to think that is more sporting. So they might see that as a sign of you inviting them to attack you. Just warning. They like to hunt.
I could talk about it. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Your
Sure.
nickname's Squishy. My nickname's nothing.
Yeah, my nickname is Squishy. She loves me though. She does. In her own way.
She didn't look like it. I don't even think she noticed you were here.
Oh, they adopted me. So yeah, there's that. I haven't earned a last name yet because I haven't killed anybody important. So I gotta figure out how to do that one day, maybe.
Well, good luck, bud.
Yeah. I wonder if I can outrun somebody to death. That would be easy.
Maybe through a desert?
We could try that. That might be something. I'm just gonna have to practice.
Oh, Ace,
I don't like
you're the
practicing.
one on killing people. How do you outrun someone to death?
Maybe if
keep
they have
running?
like, if they've got like a heart condition and they don't really know about it, and I just start running.
I mean,
And-
either that or you run them into an environmental danger of some kind, like that giant ass crab you showed me in the holodeck.
Yeah, I could do something. Yeah, but
There's
if
a
the
giant
crab-
crab in the holodeck?
No,
It's a
we're fine.
hologram.
Oh, okay. I don't go in there. I don't know what's in there.
I mean, we're near the city. Most of the crabs don't come near the city. Just don't stray too far, and you should be fine.
Good to know.
I do say should be fine because there is also, well, prolians. So
As you say, don't stray too far. The two escorts kind of point to an open air land vehicle. It's hovering over the ground, and they kind of motion for you guys to get in.
Thomas will get in the front seat.
I'm going to try to drive it.
Okay. Roll your fight. The other escort is going to fight you for that position. That's not going to be cute.
And that's how it starts.
And that's how it starts. Yeah, you're not going to get into that front seat. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
Without even looking, just one of the eyes is kind of half pointed towards you, just kind of picks you up by the scruff and moves you over one seat. Like not even just.
Oh, thank
These
you.
are clearly super strong creatures. Before you head off to the city center, so you guys did start the game with 3 improvement points. So I'd like you to start with those 3 points, and everyone also who's going to the city, roll a straight D20. And that will be the number of credits you have. So 11 plus 13 for Thomas, he has 14 credits. Ace, let's see, 6, 7, 8, has 19 credits. And for whatever reason, maybe because he doesn't have pockets, Chick only has 4, 5, 6, 7 credits. So write down that number of credits. That's how much you have to spend in the city. You head off to the city center. It is beautiful in its simplicity. It's also still kind of gray with those metallics and very modern feeling, but it just kind of fits into the jungle setting that it's in. It's absolutely beautiful. There's a center hub where they kind of pull in your hovercraft, and there are spokes off this center hub, different areas in which you can go. The escorts don't really say much to you. They just kind of get out of the craft and just kind of wait for you guys to go somewhere. There are species from all over wandering around. The only thing you don't really see very much of are other humans, but you see lots of prolians and lots of creatures from around the galaxy. Which way do you want to go? What are you looking for? What would you like to see?
I'm looking for somebody's pockets.
To take from, to put your money in? Are you pickpocketing? Is that what's happening?
No, I'm gonna go walk up to Thomas and slide my credits into his pocket. Hey,
Oh, I
babe,
see, for safekeeping.
hold on to these.
Yeah,
me-
sure, not a problem. I'm good.
Excellent. Okay, Thomas, you're holding Chick's credits. You can tell that the different areas are kind of themed in a way, sort of by species-ish. You can kind of look around and see these themed-ish areas. There's something specific maybe you guys want to look for, something you might want for the ship or yourself.
So, Ace, you might really like this. In every city center, they usually have an area where they have like this merchant bazaar where they do a lot of different exhibitions and stuff. Sometimes you can find some really cool trick shooters there and stuff. Maybe we should go that way. They always have the coolest weapons.
Lead the way. You know the place better than me.
Oh, I've never been down to the surface. They wouldn't let me come.
Okay.
I stayed on the
that's fair.
station above the planet.
That's
So
fair.
you're not
That's fair.
really well known down here.
Well, mother and father know me, but they figured since I was squishy, it would be dangerous for me to be down here.
Also very fair.
I'm gonna go up to the biggest Prolian I can.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-huh. Here we go. Yes,
gets better.
yes, sir. And
And I'm gonna be like, nudge, nudge. Hey, man. I bet you 20 credits I can't make this guy give me some money. And I'm pointing at Thomas.
the Prolian that you stop is a very large individual, decent armor that they're wearing. Looks at you, looks at the human, double takes when they see the human, shake their head like silly and walk off.
I want to have tried to pick his pocket.
Cool.
Fuck me. This is gonna go well.
In what way would you like to try and pick his pocket? I'll let you make a case for what skill or stat you'd
When
like
I'm
to
nudging
use.
him, I want to
Mhm.
like bring my tail around and like dig in his pocket with that.
Okay, so you're trying to not be detected, correct?
Correct.
Use your flight. You have distracted him. Have you picked a pocket before?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I'm gonna make that a 9 to pick his pocket. So that
Not
is
a 9.
that is a 1. I hope you guys have been taking adversity tokens along the way as well. You definitely take an adversity token for that. That is a 1. You go to reach your tail around to their pocket and you get your tail in their pocket. The pocket's empty. You go to pull your tail out and it's stuck. Your tail is stuck in their pocket.
Excuse me, sir. My tail seems to be stuck in your pocket.
Okay, so the entire stream face palms. Cool. The Prolian turns around, draws their gun, and says, "Excuse me, sir, you seem to be on my planet."
Yeah, no, I'm here as a guest to your chancellor.
No.
Roll
No.
your charm.
No.
It's gonna LC7. Wow. Okay, so that
Yeah,
must
that's
have
what I was
exploded
hoping for.
multiple times. You say Chancellor, and this Prolian's demeanor completely changes. The Chancellor. What can I do for you? Is there anything I can do for you? Would you like my belt? Were you trying to get my belt. I can give you my belt if that's what you were trying to do.
No.
Oh
Or
no,
I can
my
take you
tail just
somewhere
got
where you
stuck in
can
your pocket.
find
but
one.
Sure.
I have extra credits if you would like some of my credits,
I
if
don't-
perhaps that's what you were in search of. Tell me, friend, what is it that you need? This demeanor has completely and utterly changed.
I think
Yeah.
he just wants his tail back. And I'm
Yeah,
starting
I
to
just wanted my
nudge
tail back,
Chick.
but if you want to give me stuff, I don't mind.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We're all fine here. This is
We're fine here.
this,
Hey, I don't know you, human. Stop talking for me.
The
Oh,
Prolian
no.
takes the edge of your tail out of his pocket and kind of brushes it off. I am so sorry that my pocket was too small for your tail to fit into. That is entirely my fault. And please enjoy the rest of your day in our fine city. And that Prolian takes off.
Bye.
oh, so if my mother ever finds out that you used her name to defend yourself, you will not be camouflaged on her wall. Just saying, in general, we really like you. You should not use her name. People will be scared
Well,
of her.
thanks for letting me know now.
Well, you kind of just did it, and I wasn't expecting that, nor was I expecting you to try to stick your tail in things that shouldn't be stuck in.
You should expect that.
Okay, that's fair. So, well, just in general, I think, yeah. So I would really like you not to be on her wall, if that's okay. Like,
Oh,
well, like I just I don't want you to be on her wall. I like you being the way you are.
I flick through a couple of shades of colors.
Aw.
So
Good. The escorts that are with you, they just kind of oof, and guide you to the left, kind of towards where there's the bazaar, the general bazaar that Thomas was talking about. They kind of lead you in that direction, the marketplace.
and
They head off in that. Go ahead.
yeah, he will keep taking this way, and he's pointing out the different things and everything like that. So I created things on the holodeck on the space station to be able to pretend that I was actually on the planet. And so that is the tailor shop. They make armors and other types of leather goods. They also practice taxidermy. It's kind of a 2-for-1 type deal. So you can have things mounted if you want, or you can make their hides into common clothing items, which is really kind of pleasant. This over here, this is the weapons shop where they make most high-tech weaponry and stuff. This is the manufacturer of most of the air cars and combat vehicles, and he just keeps pointing at things as he goes along and everything like that. He's like, this is delicatessen, where they turn poison foods into edible foods, and sometimes they don't make a mistake. Most of the time it's not edible by anybody but a Prolian. That's why I just stick to Dracul, and he just keeps walking as he's just chatting.
Chick and Ace, is there anything that Thomas has mentioned that grabs your attention?
Weapons.
Weapons. Do you
Ace
want to
is like
visit the weapons
Ace is
stall?
quietly like gravitating in that direction.
Ace, you gravitate in that direction and you see actually a Prolian merchant standing there, and there are several very fun looking blasters sitting out in a case. They look really nice.
Do they have visible differences from like the standard kind of sidearm that I have?
Yeah, they're definitely they look newer than what you have. They look a little more complicated perhaps, or maybe they hold a little more power than the ones that you have. Maybe their power packs are a little bit bigger. They're probably behind the counter says, friend, blink, 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 blink. Anything I can help you with?
Yeah, actually, could you tell me a little more about these weapons you have here?
These weapons, these pack quite a punch. Prolian weapons, almost kind of indicating that perhaps he thinks maybe they're a little too much for you.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of lets that hang there.
Do go on.
Well, the discharge is quite powerful, has a bit of a kick.
Right.
He kind of smiles to himself. All right, friend, would you like to sample one? He kind of smirks to himself like, psst.
Yes.
Is there
Thomas
one here? Yes, as he says, is there one you'd like to try? Thomas says.
Thomas kind of leans in and says, just to let you know, the safety is typically triggers a blade that'll shoot into your hand. It's kind of a trick to keep people from dealing with their weapons. So you might want to, stay away from that. Also, the pommel blade is pretty cool. So if you do want to trigger something, hit that safety button. Pommel blade, go straight to melee. It's very awesome.
So don't touch the safety, understood?
Not unless you want your fingers cut off.
Yeah, no, I like them on my hand, thank you. Thanks for the tip.
The merchant brings out 3 different blasters. They all 3 look pretty decently aggressive. One is blue, one is red, one is yellow.
Any other differences besides the color?
Oh, one has a slightly longer barrel. One has what looks like a slightly larger power pack to it. One has a very suspicious looking button on the side of it.
I'm going to pick up the one with the longer barrel.
You pick up the one with the longer barrel, roll your brain.
Okay.
So you've just been warned, so it won't be very high. We'll say a 5.
I hope this goes well. Sorry, roll 20 is being dumb.
No worries. Oof, that's a 4. It's just under. Do you have any adversity tokens?
I do.
Can I give her an adversary token or a token?
You can share with her. Yeah.
Okay, and since I'm a loyal crew member, it's worth a +2 instead of a +1.
Thank you.
That does make your check. You were just warned about it. You look at the side and you see that there's some sort of biometric trigger, perhaps for one of your digits, like maybe a thumb type digit that goes over it, that you're guessing probably reads your biometrics before allowing you to fire and may set off that, the safety that Thomas was talking about. So you think if it's synced to you and you hit it, it'll be fine. If it's not biosynced to you and you touch it, you'll probably get that knife in your hand.
Okay. First of all, I carefully keep my hand away from it, my thumb away from that point, and look to the merchant and give them a rather avian smile, so to speak, and say, would you, and like kind of tilt it towards him like, you want to unlock this thing?
Knowing that his fun has been ruined, he takes a small key fob thing out of his pocket to the side. You hear a slight click and it goes from not glowing at all to glowing to a green color. And he puts it back in his pocket and takes a step back, and there's a target in the booth behind him.
Okay, then yes, please. Can we have used those improvement points you mentioned between sessions to buy upgrades?
So that we added that to your money. So if you wanted to buy this item, yeah. So that's how we're upgrading. So you could, with that extra money, purchase this item if you decide you like it.
Did he have like a price tag or anything on it?
He hasn't spoken to you about price at all yet.
Okay. That's fine. Then I'll just try it normally, and worst case, I'll switch the things around. let's see how it goes.
So you aim at the target and fire.
First, I'm going to make sure my comrades are not anywhere near my arc of fire, because I don't want to hit anybody. And heck, make sure there's nobody in the arc of fire.
Yeah, it's a target on the booth behind him. Clearly, it's used for demo purposes for while he's selling things, so it's what it's for. You have a clear line of fire.
Okay, that's good.
Yes. Did you just roll that 18?
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay. What does that look like as you fire at the target behind the merchant?
Ace is in a very standard shooter stance, like feet shoulder width apart, shoulders relaxed, like wrist relaxed, so that even if there's a little bit of kickback, well, you know what I mean, holding it so that even if the kick, it won't ruin the aim. And I deliberately picked the one with the longer barrel, hoping for higher accuracy. And I don't know what kind of laser this thing shoots, but I'm going to say it's red. Just a red bolt that shoots out.
What happens to the target?
What kind of material is it made of?
Some sort of metal, similar to the structures you've seen around you.
Okay, so when the red hits it there's like a flash, almost a flash of light, and there's a glow. It doesn't melt, it warps a little bit, but not like completely deforms, and there's a orange glowing patch that kind of quickly cools down into regular metal again.
The proline behind the counter, impressed and also a little depressed. That shot was awesome. You also kind of ruined his fun. Says to you, 10 credits.
Done.
You hand over 10 credits?
Yeah. And I get my new toy.
He motions to you to show him the blaster real quick.
I turn, make sure my finger is not on the safety and turn it, not on the safety and not on the trigger, and turn it towards him.
He takes the fob out of his pocket. All right, put your digit on the sensor.
Any...
He's hold. Yeah, do you put your digit on the sensor?
Yeah, I let him do that.
He takes the fob and puts it over your finger. You feel a mildly unpleasant tingling sensation, but it's very brief. He takes the fob away and he says, "It's your blaster now."
Thank you. A pleasure doing business with you.
At this point, your escorts are starting to look around, and one of them just sort of blatantly out of nowhere says, "Dinner time."
Okay.
I look at them to see if they're looking at me.
No, they're looking back in the direction you came. They're about to lead you out. Meanwhile, back at Chancellor Yevroy's home, Avian, your mother has walked into her office. The door is open. She's waiting for you.
I follow her in.
You follow her in, and the door closes behind you. She says, "Daughter, that was very reckless of you."
What exactly? What test did I fail?
Answering a distress call. You could have lost the asset. That was very reckless.
And how did it turn out? My crew, the ship survived.
Your crew survived, your ship survived, my daughter has a new last name, all of which we are very proud. But the council has now decided that because of that little exploit, and because the humans have heard about it, and they have expressed their displeasure, it is time to return the hostage.
No,
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said no.
My ears deceive me. I believe my daughter is being obstinate.
Yes, because you just described my brother as a hostage that needed to be returned.
Oh, dear child, you are. This is a put on. It's one of those things you've learned from other species. This is what are they calling it? A joke?
No, it's not a joke.
Daughter, you do understand. Oh my goodness. Do you not understand?
I understand perfectly well that we are family and we care for each other. We kill each other, sure, but we care for each other.
We are family. You and I.
Yes, and Father and Thomas.
Father's questionable, but Thomas?
Thomas.
We killed his entire family and took him as a hostage.
You killed his entire family and then adopted him into the family.
Oh, my daughter.
That's what you always told him. That's what you told me when we were raising us side by side.
Well, of course that's what we told him, my daughter. A willing hostage is much easier to control. If negotiations ever broke down with Earth, we had recourse. But now with your little adventure, your little reckless excursion, although we are proud of you, has put our ongoing negotiations in a different light.
What are they angry about? That we saved people? That we also...
That you endangered the hostage. We promised that he would be safe.
He's been on the ship for forever. He's been in danger this whole fucking time.
Not with my daughter.
Not to mention around us on the ship, around Prolians. I mean, he never came down to the surface, but he got attacked God knows how many times. That's how we work.
That's how we keep him in check. Your mission is to take him back in exchange for an item, and don't dare ask, it's none of your business. If the deal goes south, your mission is to remove the asset.
No.
I'm sorry, daughter, what?
I once again said no.
When you say, and once again I say no, your mother pulls out her blaster and she says, daughter, I'd hoped you wouldn't disappoint. And this is where we'll take our break. Your mother has pointed her blaster at you, dead center. She says, don't make me change my name to your boy, Avian.
I don't know if you have the guts.
She's gonna make a grit roll. You just offended her.
She offended me.
She's gonna see how that goes for her. She is very offended by that statement. She takes a step towards you and is now holding her blaster dead into your forehead.
I stare at her with 7 eyes, maintain eye contact as I pull my little knife out, trying to stay below her eye line, and I'm gonna be an idiot and stab her in the hand that is holding the blaster to try to get her to move it.
Okie dokie, she will resist you. Let me look something up real quick about her, and then you will roll your fight. She will resist you, she will roll her flight. Let's see.
This is not going to be good. Above average. Nice fight.
So you got a 4, she got a 1.
Ha ha ha.
She didn't think you had it in you. She didn't think you were going to use that knife. You go to stab at her hand, and what happens?
I stab into her head with the blaster covered in the floor, and I hold it under her chin. I maneuver so I've got the blade under her chin.
Not bad, daughter. Doesn't make up for the disappointment. She's going to try and stab you with the knife that she has in her other hand. Will you resist that?
I will.
All right, so roll your flight. She's going to roll her fight, which actually isn't super high, but okay. Oh, all right, so you did 1 better than she did. You can feel her arm move as you're that close to her. She goes to pull the knife out from somewhere in her bodysuit and stab you, but you take just enough of it to the side and she misses. You are now mother-daughter, knife to knife.
Now that we're in a more balanced position here, Mother, how about we talk about what's actually going to happen with Thomas?
Daughter, do tell what is actually going to happen with Thomas.
You are going to tell him the truth while he is in some sort of safe position, and you're going to let him decide where he wants to go on his own. You are going to let him have contact with the humans, decide if he wants to go back home on his own or if he wants to stay a part of my crew where he belongs.
Sounds, daughter, like you want to make a decision for him.
It sounds like I'm letting him choose, and if he chooses to go back with the humans, I will let him.
He goes back to the humans without our negotiations being completed, and we get what we want. He dies.
He went. What you wanted in the first place was us to bring him back and trade him for an asset.
And we need that asset. If we don't get what we want, he dies.
Not if he's in my ship with my crew.
Daughter, I don't think you understand the finer points of politics. She says points and comes at you. She's making a run for you. She's going for one of your eyes. Do you dodge?
I would like it. Is it either dodge or attack back?
So she's going to fight you. You need to flight her to see if she hits, if that makes sense.
Okay, then yeah, I'll try to dodge. But what I want to do is simultaneously go for one of her eyes while she's...
All right.
So flight first.
Flight first. She rolled a 4 for her fight. Oh, that should have exploded. So that's an 8. She goes for one of your eyes. For whatever reason, you feel it's super predictable of her behavior to go for one of your eyes, and you dodge her. And you're going to go for her eye in return?
One of the back side eyes. I'm going to come around.
All right, she's going to try and avoid that. She only gets a 3.
Come on, my fight is not very good. Let's do this, come on. No!
Oof. So not only do you get under her flight, but it is a 1, so it is a big fail. You go to jab her in the eye, she dodges you, and you actually, with all the force you put into it, you kind of trip over your own feet and go past her. Your back is momentarily to her.
But
you can see her, but she's going to try and kick you on the way down. She's going to try. It's a 3. Roll your flight. It's a dirty fight, you guys. 4. She goes to kick you in the back, and you're just out of reach. She goes to kick you and actually puts herself off balance, and she takes a couple of steps back. She steadies herself, and she's still holding her knife in your direction.
Okay. Am I on the ground or am I still standing?
You are still standing. You tripped and she was going to try and kick you to try and get you to the ground, like use your momentum to get you to the ground, but she missed.
But I dodged that. Okay. I am going to, my objective now is to get to the door. So I'm going to work on sidestepping toward the door with my knife toward her and be on the defensive, kind of.
You step towards the door. Nothing happens. It doesn't open. It's a sliding kind of door.
Is there a panel of some sort?
There is. There's a panel right above, like on the side where it opens.
Is it like her signature? Like
You can always give it a try.
I'm going to look at her and I'm going to say, you can see that I've learned a lot while we were out on the road, while we were out in the sky. Do you want to take this all the way to its finish? Because it looks like we're fairly evenly matched. I wouldn't want to risk the chancellor dying. Do you care enough about your own life? Are you going to make that, are you going to make that bet right here and now?
You're the one stuck inside a locked office with a much more experienced warrior.
You talk of experience, but like I said, we seem fairly evenly matched. I've dodged you pretty well. Neither of us gotten hidden.
Ooh, yeah, she can't. That's an insult. She's going to flick her knife at you. She's going to throw it. She's going to aim for your eye. That was a direct insult. She cannot resist. Oh, no. She rolled a 1. So that would be a really bad fail. And you rolled a 3. So you do manage to dodge it. It's such a bad fail because she rolled a 1. She flings it. It hits the door panel. The door opens.
I am going to step out of the door and start full sprinting to just get out and away. And in the meantime, do we have communicators? I know we have teleporters. Do we have communicators?
Did you guys take your communicators with you?
Oh, if we have
Yes.
them, we would have taken them with us for sure. I just don't remember if we have them in the first place.
Absolutely.
So as I'm running, I'm going to say, get back to the ship. We have a problem.
I'll turn to the rest of the crew and say lasagna.
We still have those transporters that we were using in the last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
You should.
I assume they're all set to like the ship when we're.
They had 2 buttons, one to input coordinates and one that always goes back to the ship.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, I second that. Captain says lasagna, let's go. And press my
Hey,
help.
Thomas, before you take off, can I get my credits real quick? I'll meet you guys there.
Oh my god.
Lasagna, lasagna, lasagna. And I press my teleporter.
Impressive as well.
Yeah, Chick, you see your credits disappear. Ace, do you also press your transporter?
I grab Chick and say, let's go, and hit my own transporter.
So Thomas, Chick, and Ace, you find yourselves in the loading dock of the Persephone. Avian, you find yourself in your family's living room. Your mother strolls out of the office. That would have been a nice trick, my daughter. But do you really think I don't have a dampener in my own home?
I that is a personal. I need to roll a grit.
Great. So, Chick, Thomas, and Ace, you appear. You do not see your captain.
I pass the grit check.
Isn't she the one that said lasagna?
Yes, you passed the grit check.
Where's Avian? And Thomas immediately runs towards the hatch because he knows something is up and he has got to get to that house as quickly as possible.
You run past Rhea. Rhea says, "What is the situation?"
Security,
know.
we need to go.
She goes right behind Thomas.
Sake. Say, turn to Chick and say, get the engines ready. We might need to get out of here hot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
And
These people are crazy.
you're not telling me anything I don't know. And
Well,
I'm
I
going to
didn't
follow.
know.
I just give him a look like our captain is literally a member of this species, and we have lived with her temper for I don't know how long at this point.
And I push that temper every day.
So of all of us, you ought to know. And I'm going to follow suit, but at a more, I guess, measured pace, so I can hang back and shoot, I guess is the right phrase.
Okay, that makes sense. So Rhea is keeping pace really directly right behind Thomas. She's letting Thomas lead the way because she actually doesn't know where you're going. She just knows that you've called upon her. You burst into the living room. You see Avian almost on the ground. You see her mother standing in front of her. There's nobody else around, and it doesn't look like a good scene.
I am going to snatch one of the trophies off the wall and in as fluid a motion as I can, as I see the creature that I have grabbed off the wall is an avian, and I scream, "Eat avian death!" and I just chuck it at her head.
Excellent. Roll your fight and add your bonus from your training. She will, honestly, I'll be real, she didn't see that coming. So we'll just see what happens. She did not see that coming.
Yes.
Excellent. You throw it at her. What does that look like? That's an 11. You
yeah.
only needed like a 7.
Chucks it, and it kind of is spinning slowly in the air, beak, trophy back, beak, trophy back. She kind of looks up with this look of slight shock, like, what the? And she gets hit square in the face with the back of it, and it just kind of covers her face as she topples over the sofa onto the back of it as Thomas slides towards his sister, grabbing her by the arm, and screams, "Lasagna!"
I know lasagna won't work here. We got to get out of the doors.
Oh, okay.
I tried.
Sorry, Mother. We still love you. And then I run.
No, you don't. We will get to that later.
You run out the door. Rhea is actually just about to walk in the door. Ace is right behind her and sees you guys coming running out. And she says, "Current status."
Lasagna until it works. Run toward the ship. In the meantime, lasagna, lasagna, lasagna.
She pauses, like she's thinking about it. Lasagna, human dish with pasta and cheese and sauce baked in layers. I do not understand.
Go to the ship.
Basically, from behind her, Ace goes, "Shit's bad, let's go."
Shit's bad, let's go. Understood. And she turns around. You guys go to race back to the ship, and your 2 escorts and your father are the only things between you and the Persephone.
Oh, hey, Dad, what's up?
He says nothing, raises a blaster.
Shit.
He doesn't point it at you. He points it at Avian.
There are 3 of them?
3 of them total. 2 escorts and your father.
And lasagna isn't working yet?
Do you want...
Like, I've been pressing my teleporter this whole time.
Oh, you're out of the house now. You are out of the house now. Do you press it once you're out of the house?
Yes.
You guys see Avian disappear.
Lasagna, I say as I go.
I immediately hit my teleporter.
Ace, do you hit your teleporter?
Is Rhea close to me?
Yeah, she would be fairly close to you.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to snap off a shot at the armed person just to give me some cover, and then afterwards, like, I'm not really trying to disable or hit someone. I just want them to duck for cover.
Okay.
And I'm going to use that to grab Rhea and also hit my transporter.
Okay, so it's a lot happening at once. Go ahead and roll your fight first to take the shot.
Okay, I have a bunch of stuff because of the improvements I got
To
over
add
the
all
break.
to it.
Gimme.
I also don't think that.
Oh my God.
I don't think that he was expecting it. He wasn't expecting you guys to shoot back. He's a Prolian after all, and expects anyone who isn't a Prolian to be easy prey. You fire that shot at him for a 23. What does that look like, Ace? What happens to Avian and Thomas's father?
I hope you guys aren't particularly attached to him. Ace would instinctively probably have aimed like for the head, I guess, and preferably either at or between a set of eyes. And it's that same red wine of death and pain incoming. And what previously warped a metal plate is probably strong enough to at least go through a head.
The shot goes through his head, and whatever radiant energy was in that laser beam, the two eyes next to that where you got right into his forehead, they pop, and he falls to the ground.
I am not here to see this. I am straight into the ship with Rhea.
You hit the button. There is a momentarily disconcerting pulling feeling. Maybe it's because Rhea is not organic matter. You question it for a moment, but you do find yourself in the cargo bay of the Persephone. Everyone is now standing in the cargo bay of your ship.
We gotta fucking go. Like now.
Do I notice like anything in the the deck
On the bridge?
Yeah, on the bridge. To like see that they're on the ship now.
Were you looking for it?
Well, I mean, I was sitting there at the ready. Yeah.
How on your ship do you determine who's on the ship?
I would say that when we beam, we probably would beam to the bridge. Like, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
So I think we might all just be there.
All right, on that second attempt, check, you hear it behind you, that electric crackle that has now become familiar to you. You're certain they're behind you in the
Is it time
bridge.
to go now?
Go!
Let's go!
Linguini!
Great. Linguini. Chick, you hear Linguini. You go to take off. Roll your flight. See how well we take off.
I like that.
14, you hot dog it out of there. What does it look like?
I do a 360 out of there. Whee!
In a repeat move from our landing, Chick spins the Persephone around and blasts into space. You're not a few seconds into space before you see a Prolian ship following you at super fast speed and another ship you don't recognize.
Ace, are you on it?
Yep, already like at the gunnery station, basically. Since Ace is a mercenary has a veteran's background, would Ace recognize the second unidentified ship?
It might take a second, but you could try. And
Sure.
I'm going to bring
What do I need
up
to
the
roll?
bridge right here for you guys. That would be a brain roll. So you guys can now see your bridge. So Ace is over here, I assume, at the console, looking back around. All right, so you're taking the back of the 360 view at the top of your ship. And yeah, Ace, roll your brain to see if you can identify that other ship. It's too far away, and you're much more concerned with the Prolian ship that's coming at you that you can tell is charging its weapons.
I would like to check our torpedo bay and see what our loadout is.
From here, you can check and see how many torpedoes you have. Roll a d4. Just a straight d4. All 3 torpedo bays have proton torpedoes.
Delightful. What kind of Prolian ship is it? Do I recognize this?
It's a fighter. They sent a fighter after you, for sure.
So it's a small craft.
It is a small, agile, well-armed craft. It is designed to chase and destroy.
Okay. 2 questions. One, does it have shields?
You don't know. Well, roll your brain. We'll find out. We'll find out if you know.
Or can I yell the question to Avian?
You could.
Okay, Avian, does that pursuit craft have shields?
Avian, roll your brain.
You're better at this than me.
It's going to be a lower DC. It's going to be a 5. Because you would know more.
Oh, bloody hell.
That encounter, that's a 1. That's a critical fail. The encounter with your mother has really set you out, as well as just kind of seeing your dad's eyes pop out of his head. So you're kind of in a place right now. To get out of that place, actually, can you roll your grit for me? Let's see if you can shake it off. Your crew is asking you questions. You just saw some bad stuff. I'm going to say it's like an 8. Great. You got an 11. You're starting to shake it off. Your head's going to clear in just a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, Ace, you're not sure. For just a moment, your captain's looking a little processy for a second.
Okay.
It's not quite
Never
there.
mind. Never mind. Second question. Those laser cannons we have, are they purely pew pew shooty death, or do they have additional capabilities?
So they're kind of a one-setting deal. They are point and shoot.
Okay, I was hoping to just EMP them and leave, but okay, that's fine.
Now you have to fire them. You have to manually fire them.
Right. No, I was hoping for like an ion cannon kind of setting. That
no,
if I
more
can
of
knock down the other part was trying to knock down his shields with like an EMP pulse.
No, these are energy lasers. These are energy blasters. So you can try and pump enough into it that the shields will eventually break down.
Okay.
Are you firing?
Yes.
All right. So what you're going to do, let's see. I cover my blasters. All right. So you're going to roll your fight, and I will roll for the ship, and then we'll add that together. Let's see. That is a D8 for the ship.
Do I get to add my protector since I'm doing this to literally keep them off our backs long enough to run?
If that is your intention, yes.
Okay.
The ship only got a 1. So whatever
Then-
you roll, add a 1 to that.
Okay, so in that case, yes, I'm doing this to defend my teammates.
Excellent.
So in that case, I am adding a +4.
Oof. Okay, and then he's
Okay,
going
not
to.
great.
But we'll see what their ship rolls. Let me see. It's what you need. You shoot at the ship, and you see in the front part of the ship that's pursuing you a crackle and a shift that you know is the sign of having done damage to their shields. They're still up. You have done damage to it, though. There is, however, another ship fast approaching.
Okay, I was going to say, are there any, like, I hesitate to say asteroid belts in the immediate vicinity that we could use for cover?
Chick, roll your brain.
Yes, I will.
Chick is looking for cover. Got a 7. Friend, what do you see that you could use for cover? You're coming out of the solar system that Proliax is in.
Yes, I remembered that there was that asteroid field between us, like just not too far outside of Perleon.
All right, do you head for it?
Absolutely.
Let's see how fast you get there. Roll your flight. The ship is going to roll as well. How does that one work? Oh no. Oh no. That's a 1. So that's critical. You go to hit it to go faster, and you're just not getting faster. You're maintaining
What's going on back
pace,
there?
but it's not picking up speed. Thomas, what are you doing?
So Thomas is just kind of processing what's going on because things are not normal. And he just lost his father, who was always very nice to him in a Prolian style way. So as everybody's kind of bustling back and forth, and I see Chick is not getting the punch, Thomas heads for the engine room at this point because he's going to do whatever he can to get more juice out of the engines if need be.
Excellent. So you go down the staircase again, past the crew quarters, and down the staircase one more time into where the cargo hold and all of, so the electronic whatnot for the ship is at. And you see Rhea down there, and Rhea is staring at all the panels in the back, and there are things flashing that probably shouldn't be flashing. And she says, I do not know this ship. It doesn't look good.
And quickly I start glancing at what's flashing. The first thing that Thomas is thinking is that since this was an attack, maybe they tried to disable the ship somehow, or maybe they did something to the ship that Rhea didn't know about. So I'm going to be looking to see if there's any warning sensors or how to reset them, whatever I can.
Roll your brain.
Not good. His brain is only a D6.
Could explode, but it doesn't.
But it doesn't. So I'm gonna. I do have some adversity tokens.
If you can get it up to a 7,
can't do that.
You can have one of mine.
You're not in the room, but Rhea will give you one.
Oh, okay.
Rhea will give you one.
So I'll spend all of my adversity tokens.
Take one off for Rhea.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's something wrong with the engine, like it's not cooling properly. The water level's low. It's not cooling properly. There's something wrong.
Oh no. Water. Where can I get water? Oh, Chick's room. He always keeps it humid. And then I start running towards Chick's room.
You head off towards Chick's room. Avian, what are you doing?
Trying not to freak out. Being like, okay, this is what I've trained for. I'm up on the bridge, keeping an eye behind, being there to help with piloting if at all necessary, and like basically turning 360s, just taking account of everything I can.
All right, so you're making observations. Go ahead and roll your brain. You do see that second ship closing distance. See if you can figure out what that is. It'll be a 6. It's a 2. It's looking fuzzy for whatever reason. It's hard to make it out, even though it's closing distance.
Is it confirmed not Prolian though?
You're really pretty sure it's not Prolian.
Is it human by any chance? What?
Roll your brain again. So you're thinking out loud. As a 15, you were thinking it out loud. You're like, could it be human? Human? It's human! As you recognize that ship, it is a human fighter. And it is closing distance.
Is it possible for me to radio the human fighter ship?
Certainly.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to send him, I'm gonna try to radio into them.
The comm is open. What do you say?
Human ship, this is the Persephone, the ship you are pursuing. There have been misunderstandings. Please stop pursuing. We need to get this Prolian ship off our tail and talk.
You hear, there's a slight pause, and you hear, Prolian lies! And the comm goes dead.
Prolian lies to me. This ship is 80% of the crew on this ship is not Prolian. Hey, chick, can you straight up repeat what I just said to them? Or in your own words, what the fuck ever. Just
Yeah, I guess. Hey, humans! We're being chased by these dickheads. Do you wanna shoot them?
Roll your charm. It's gonna be like a 12. They're pretty intent on getting you, but we'll see. It's an 8. It's pretty close. There's a pause. Yes. You gonna spend
I will spend my 4 adversity tokens to make
that happen? Excellent. So you hear, there's a pause again, and you hear, we help you, you give us what we want.
I don't even know what you want. Let's talk about that after we're not dead.
You don't hear anything, but looking at the back, Avian, you see the human fighter ship slow slightly, as if it's going to kind of pull back and get behind the Prolian fighter that's following you. Ace, what are you doing?
Oh, and in the meantime, I'll radio down to Ace. Focus fire on the Prolian ship. We're not worried about the human one right now.
I think I'm in the same room as you. But...
Yeah, she's Ace is in the same room at the right over here at the fighting con right there.
Yeah, I'm like standing right behind you, basically.
Okay.
Okay. How close are we to the asteroid belt?
You can see it in the distance.
Okay, not there yet then. Gotcha.
Not there yet. For whatever reason, the ship is moving slow.
Okay, in that case, what is that enemy fighter currently doing?
The Prolian ship, you can tell that it's starting to charge up to fire. For whatever reason, that's taking a while. And you see the human fighter is trying to pull back and get behind the Prolian ship.
Okay, forcing is... Okay, I want to kind of use 2 of the laser, like the outside 2 laser cannons, angle one slightly up above, like, so it comes in at the top, like 40% of his cockpit, and it directly behind it, the second one. So fire 1, 2, higher than lower. What I'm hoping to do is spook him downwards.
Okay. I don't think he's expecting that move. Roll your fight.
And once again, to defend my teammates and my ship.
Correct.
So, screw this guy.
14. Pew pew. I've been waiting all day to say that. You see their shield shimmer and go out.
Excellent.
Thomas, you've made it to Chick's room. You open the door and it is a jungle in there. It is really humid.
Yep. I'm going to quickly look for the water tank that's got to be in here somewhere. I'm going to go wherever the most mist is and start trying to clear it out to get the water tank, and then going to pull that out of there and then head it back to the engine room.
Roll your brain. Sorry.
I got this far.
It is so humid in there. That is a 1. It is so humid in there. It's actually kind of stinging your eyes. It's bad.
Rhea, I need your eyes. I need to find the water tank. It should be cooler. Use like a heat sensor or something. Find it.
You hear the heavy footsteps of Rhea behind you, and she can see in there. She doesn't have human eyes. She's not affected by the humidity in the room. And you hear lots of noises, like she's moving stuff around and trying to get through stuff. And you hear the equivalent of an android sigh. I believe our friend Chick has directly connected his plant growing system to the coolant system.
Oh no. Can we shut it off, reverse it, something?
She will attempt to shut it off. Let's see
Oh,
if she
and are
knows how
you
to do that.
waterproof?
Decently so. Oh, yeah, no, that's 11. Great. She finds where the line is connected to the wall, and there's a little tiny handy valve, and she, and the mist stops.
Beauty.
Is this what you required?
Well, hopefully the coolant will get back to the coolant system. We need to go back down to the engines and make sure that it's rerouted properly. Can you help me out of the room? I can't see.
A hand touches your shoulder and leads you out of the room.
Okay.
Once you get out of the room, your eyes start to clear, and you can see. You're fine.
All right, then we'll head back to the engines as quickly as possible.
You head back down, and there was a meter that was really, really, really low and in a red zone, and it's starting to boop a little bit.
All right,
up.
Chick, you should have better engines. The engines were overheating. I had to shut off your coolant though.
Chick, you hear that your humidity system has been turned off. What is your first thought?
My first thought is probably
Oh, okay, cool.
that's probably the first one.
Cool. You do see that the engines are now not overheating. You missed it before, but they're starting to run normal. And you feel just a little bit of kick in the engine.
Oh, looks like we're moving though. Crying
At
on the
that
inside.
moment, crying on the your poor plants. At that moment, the Prolian ship will fire. The shot goes wild, but it gets really close to your 360 observation deck on the bridge, and you see that laser beam. Phew, you can feel the outside of the ship as it goes by. It was super close. Ace, you saw that go by. What do you think?
Yes. How far away were they when they fired?
They were within firing range. You can't like make out people in their cockpit,
Right.
but you can make out the general shape of the ship.
What I'm trying to say is, are they within a range where a torpedo would be difficult to dodge?
If they were expecting it, I'd give them a 50-50 chance. If a torpedo wouldn't go wild, I guess is what I would say.
Okay. Can't do that again. They're going to be expecting that.
Yeah, a previous move, they probably wouldn't catch them off guard again. But their shields do seem to be down.
No, that's fine. I'm just going to aim, and I'm going to try this and basically trigger a laser with a torpedo almost directly behind it. So
Okay,
even if you
so
think, oh, it's
you're-
just a and can I actually, is there a way to detonate the torpedo pre-impact potentially?
You would know that these torpedoes detonate on impact. So yeah, you'd have to trigger the explosion
Hit.
somehow.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to call the chick and say, get us closer to him. Which is like a bit of it looks like a suicidal move. Then don't worry, I have a plan, I think.
So Chick, how do you interpret that?
Well, I believe I trust Ace pretty well, so I think I'd be into it. Yeah.
Okay. Roll your flight. Make it a 10.
suggestion of if he's still coming towards us, if you cut thrusters, he might overshoot.
It's a 7. You cut thrusters. He does get closer to you, but he doesn't pass you.
That's fine. As long as he's close enough that dodging would be difficult. Is he?
He's getting closer. In fact, maybe a little dangerously so.
Okay, torpedo.
All right, roll your fight, and I will roll for the torpedo. And let's see, where is that? We'll see what happens. Oh boy, 7. And we're going to add
Let's see what the
torpedo. 7, 8, 9, 10,
11.
8, 9, 10, 11. That is enough. Where would you like the torpedo to land on the Prolean fighter behind you?
Oh, I'm spoiled for choice. I think I don't know the layout of the fighter, but I would like to try and hit where I think the engine block is, and preferably the fuel tank.
All right, the torpedo hits where you think the engine is, and what does that look like? You're going to take out that fighter.
I just want it to detonate into just shrapnel and atomized flesh.
It's very descriptive. So yeah, the Prolean ship behind you goes into a ball of space flame, which burns out quickly because we know that there's no air in space. And you see just bits, flotsam and jetsam, floating, just pieces that you dare not try and recognize. Most of it ship, you think. And blasting right through it towards you is the human fighter.
Look to Avian. What do we do?
Captain, your crew is looking to you for answers.
I will be honest, I just blinked for like a out. I sometimes just freaks out. I missed the last like 30 seconds.
We killed the fighter. Ace is asking what to do with the human ship.
Okay. I reopened the communication with the human ship.
Comm is open.
Where can we go to talk? Ceasefire.
There's a lengthy pause. Roll your charm. They were not expecting that, so I'm going to give you a chance. They were off guard. I'll say a 6. 4.
Oh, I will use 2 adversity tokens.
All right, that makes it a 6. Interesting, you hear the human voice say. Then there's another little pause. Past the asteroid belt, there's a abandoned, the game master's like, there's an abandoned military post, Prolean post out there. We'll meet you there. And they kind of veer off along the side of the asteroid belt as if they're kind of going to go around and meet you there. Like they don't want to be seen following you. At least check that's your interpretation of their move. They pull away and go down the other side of the asteroid belt. It seems you have a few moments before you get there yourself to talk with your crew and figure out how you want to do this. Thomas, how are you feeling?
He's
where
walking.
Where are you at?
He's probably walking up to the bridge now and everything like that. He's feeling very relieved. Things are seemingly going very well. We got away. That was great. But I lost my father today. And so that's kind of sad. But then again, he died doing what he does. So I'm not really sure what to feel.
Trying to kill your sister.
Yeah. Avian, you see the human that you believed in your heart was your little brother walk up the stairs. And there he is.
Oh, well, I guess we're going to have to go back for the funeral too.
I don't think we will be. We need,
Really?
we need to chat before this whole human conversation.
What happened? Like, I know, like, like, was this just a test or?
No. So, mother called me into her office.
Yeah.
She said that essentially she and dad have been lying to you, and you were always in their minds a hostage and not their kid. At which point I got very mad and attacked her repeatedly.
No, they said that they adopted me. Like
Yeah,
they trained me.
I know. I am pissed. You are my brother, okay? Like, whatever they say, you're my brother. But I don't think I consider them my parents anymore, honestly. Well, dad's dead, so that's a whole other thing. But yeah, essentially, the humans, like, you apparently were a bargaining piece between the humans and the Proleans, and the humans want you back. They think that you've been endangered, and they want you back. And I told her, we're not going to give you back like some asset for some. They have something apparently that the Proleans want, and we're supposed to trade you. And I said, he's not going unless he wants to go.
I don't want to go. I'm no,
Gotta go convince the humans of that then.
they abandoned me. No, that's not right. No, you guys adopted me. That's what's right. And Thomas leaves. He's going to go down to his room.
I follow if I can.
Sure. So the rest of you just heard this exchange on the bridge, and you see Thomas leave and Avian follow. Ace and Chick, you have a moment together on the bridge alone.
You better not fucking hurt him.
Well, guess families aren't, well, not sure that that's the correct word for family if one of it was apparently hostage situation, but whatever.
I mean, he seemed pretty scared of him, right?
Mm-hmm. But that might be more, 6 foot tall being that can snap me in half.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, fuck knows where my own family is, but
Yeah, who cares? But I don't know. I feel bad for him.
you think I should
you could,
apologize for,
Ah.
killing their father, sort of?
I mean, she doesn't seem to care, but he might. But apparently, like, it was his captor, so who cares?
I mean, emotions are funky things anyway.
Yeah, about emotions. Could you take over flying for a second?
Yeah, just don't hook your plants up to the coolant system again.
Hey, don't tell nobody about that.
The whole bloody ship heard.
Damn it.
Look, just don't do it again. Maybe if you ask real nice, we can figure out a separate water tank situation for you. Just not the coolant, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. I'll hop over to the console to make sure things are flying straight.
On the way
Chick,
to
you have a few minutes. Yeah.
on the way to Thomas's room, I'm gonna stop by my room and grab a plant that is from their home planet and take it along with me.
All right. You now have a Prolean, I believe, plant in tow. Thomas, you head for your room. Avian is following you.
He'll go inside. He's not really going to stop her because he doesn't really realize that she's following him. He is kind of trying to deal with the whole situation, trying to understand it.
Will not. I'll knock on the door frame, even though like the door's open. I'll knock and see how he responds.
He'll look back at her. So, like, did you know I was a hostage?
No, I didn't. They lied to me too.
So it's just me and you then, huh?
Yeah, just me and you. They're not my parents anymore. You're the only family I got.
Yeah. You know I'm not. Yeah, like I don't want to go back.
Okay. Then we won't let you go back. We won't let it happen.
You're all I got now.
So I heard, I don't know much about human culture, but I do know that they have this tradition of essentially wrapping their limbs around each other as a form of comfort and physical closeness.
It seems awkward.
Would you want to try that? Would you like to try a hug?
Are you trying to attack me?
I am not trying to attack you on my honor.
Oh, I guess we could try it, but it seems very awkward.
Okay, we can try it. And I sort of stiffly put my arms out.
You like, because he's also been raised by Prolians, so this is probably very awkward to him too. They'll just kind of pat each other on the shoulders.
Both of you roll grit. Let's see how well this hug goes. It won't take much. It was very touching. You only need a 5. Thomas, you've never hugged another human before, but it's all right, or another creature at all, but it's all right. Even you did initiate it, and it's very heartfelt. Yeah, it's not bad.
I would prefer that we just stick to Prolian customs. That's weird.
As you come apart from your hug, you see Chick approaching with a plant. What kind of plant is this, Chick?
I'll lean over to Thomas and say, "Do you want me to stay or do you want me to go?"
No, it's cool. I prefer that you stay.
Stay or go?
Stay.
Okay, I'll stay.
I don't know
I
if I can.
assume that everything on Prolia, or what's the?
I think we call it Proliax.
Proliax.
Yeah, Proliax. I assume that everything on Proliax is horrible. So, this is a giant, spiky, poisonous plant that if you get too close to it, it like sprouts a little bit of poison spores at you. But I come to them and I'm like, so I know you guys are both from there, and I was doing this for, just Thomas, but I guess you lost a parent? Who really? Yeah. And I pass over the Perlian plant. Yeah.
Oh, this is.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And I skitter off.
This is one of my favorites, and he takes a big whiff of it. And then hits the ground.
What does this poisonous plant smell like?
The poisonous plant smells sweet, like honeysuckle to a human, and it has a drugging effect that he used to take it to go to sleep at night when he was really, really scared. To humans, it just kind of knocks them out, and they're just kind of helpless there for hours on end. They also used
shit like Nightshade.
Yeah, they put it in his room specifically to calm him and to knock him out every once in a while when they didn't want to deal with him because he was a hostage. But to him, it was they were giving him something to help him sleep better, so it was very caring. So he's got fond memories of the plant.
Excellent. Avian, you see your brother, who is very distressed, now kind of collapse onto the floor into a fetal position, having whatever dreams he may be having.
I carefully scoot the plants into the corner and pick him up and put him in the bed.
Back up in the bridge, the abandoned Prolian military base is coming into view. Ace, you can see it in the distance. Chick is now returning to the bridge.
Yeah, so let's just not talk about why I left. So
Everything okay down there?
something I think they were trying not to beat each other up. I don't really know what was going on.
Okay, well, for Prolians, that's a sign of love, so we'll assume it's all well down there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see no blood.
Okay. Let's head down there and figure out how to talk to the humans.
Yeah, I don't really speak human.
We'll figure it out. I mean, you are one of the better talkers on this crew. I'm not very good with people. I mostly shoot things.
Good insight.
You see the human fighter pilot, or the human fighter ship, come from around the asteroid belt, and it's kind of behind this abandoned floating base that's actually kind of floating in space on a very large asteroid, and it's kind of hovering above it.
Hey, everybody to the bridge.
Even you go up to the bridge?
Yeah.
Rhea comes too. You said everyone, so she comes up. She's all, yes?
Rhea, do you recognize that?
It appears to be some sort of abandoned military installation on an asteroid at the edge of an asteroid belt.
Yo, boss, do your kind booby trap everything? Because I mean, I know y'all hate each other.
I think if it's abandoned, it should be. I think it's been there long enough that all of the traps have been disarmed. If the humans trust it, then they've probably had experience with it before, since they don't tend to trust Prolians generally. We can let them send first, though, if that would make you more comfortable.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, boss.
Who's looking out the window? Everyone looking out the window, roll your brain. Let's see what we see.
I'm looking at my screen, about to make a fantastic maneuver.
You guys don't see much. It's not quite the full roll, but there appear to be shadows over the base that appear to be moving.
Nope.
I radio the human ship. Hey, how about we just talk over radio? That looks like there is something very wrong on that asteroid.
Again, there's a long pause. We don't see anything.
There are moving shadows. We see them.
Long
Oh,
pause.
Big Bad's afraid of shadows now?
Oh no. Okay. So the comm was open. You hear the human, shit, and you see two larger human fighters appear next to the smaller fighter, hovering above the abandoned asteroid military base. There are now 3 ships pointed at you.
What the hell is going on?
It's obvious. Let's go.
No,
Captain, they are not negotiating anymore. That is clearly they're trying to take your brother.
it was the
So
human.
we're going into what?
that
The
shit.
ass?
It was the human captain that said shit, and then the other 2 ships appeared.
Yep,
What
their
the hell
cover
is
was
going on?
blown.
what's going on? We're going to take what's ours. And you see the 3 ships approach you.
The torpedoes are still armed, yes?
That's up to you. Did you leave?
I left them armed. I didn't shut them down after.
Then they're armed.
Hey,
Okay.
so like, what do you guys even want?
What belongs to us?
Ceasefire.
Yeah, so like, is that like some
Thomas?
random junk?
So they hear a bunch of voices coming over the radio, and they don't know what to hear or what to listen to.
Okay.
And they're coming in hot. And the one in the smaller ship in the middle is it's starting to get ready to fire.
Ceasefire. Do you want to fucking talk to the hostage?
Pause. The ships creep in closer. It does not fire.
Thomas, do you want to talk to these people?
Thomas is passed out on the floor in his room.
Still unconscious.
No.
It'll be a couple of hours.
Thomas, roll your grit roll. Let's see if you shake it
Okay.
off. I'll give you a chance to shake it off. It'll
Yeah.
be 12.
It's not like it's permeating the atmosphere in his room.
Right. Ooh, 10 is so close. It's so close. You need 12.
Tokens?
I only got 1.
No, I have an idea. Can I, I'm assuming Avian's like calling to Thomas and he's not answering, yes?
Correct.
I'm gonna say somebody stay on the guns, keep them pointed at them, and I'm going to run down to Thomas's room. And I assume I find him like passed out on the bed. I'm going to go find that little shot glove he has.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to basically joy buzzer him awake.
Yeah, it's Thomas. Where did you put the glove?
The glove would just be in his room. Yeah.
Okay. You see it. It's just sitting there.
I'm just going to grab it and use it to zap him awake.
All right, Thomas, one more time. Roll your grit. You are being assisted. It'll be really low. Let's give it like a 5. 9. No problem. And you come out of what was a really pleasant dream. You were riding a giant crab through the jungle, and there was music playing, and it was actually rather pleasant. You open your eyes, and you're face to face with Ace.
Face to beak.
Oh,
Face to beak with Ace.
There are 3 human ships. They want to talk to you. Hurry.
To me?
Yes.
He gets up out of bed and then heads up towards the bridge.
I go with him.
Avian, Chick, when they get to the bridge, what did they see you guys doing?
I'm on the comm. I'm saying he's coming. He's fine. He's coming.
I am typing into a computer furiously.
He'll get up to the bridge.
Interesting. Chick, what are you typing into the computer?
I am getting ready for evasive maneuvers.
Excellent. You hear the captain of the human ship. No Prolian lies. They're with you.
He's Thomas. Can you come over here?
Yeah, hello. Hi. How are you?
You see the human ships, the smaller one and the 2 larger fighters. They're not quite surrounding you, but they've made a little horseshoe around you.
This isn't looking good. Maybe we should go.
This is Thomas.
Yeah, my name is Thomas.
Prove to us that you're the human that was taken.
How would I do that? Over a radio?
I take Thomas by the shoulders, turn him around, and say wave.
Wave?
It's 360 windows in here.
Hi?
The small ship gets pretty close, and you see a pilot in it, and he's looking at you.
Hi.
He nods, and the small fighter ship backs up and gets in line with the 2 larger ones.
I kind of put my hand over the comm and I look at Avian. Why do they have 3 fighters for me?
Apparently you're real important, bud.
At that moment, a proximity sensor on the console starts to go off. 4 humans appear on the bridge.
What the shit?
Oh,
Excuse me?
we're having a party?
Everyone will get an action. 4 humans appear on the bridge.
Nice.
Chick, you were preparing an action. What do you do?
Where's Rhea?
Rhea was down with the engine.
I'm gonna sneak a distress call to Rhea.
Excellent. Rhea sees a light go off downstairs, and it's a red light. She knows it's not good. She's going to make her way up. Ace, what are you doing?
Ace's instinctive reaction, I think, is to whip around blaster in one hand, despite the fact that it's a terrible idea to do this in space. Like, this is just instinct. Blaster in one hand, like a knife that you'd have no idea where it came from in the other hand. Like a curved, almost Chris style knife with like the blade is almost like a serpentine, and just kind of like startled bird body language. So feathers flaring out, like eyes pinning back, ready to fucking throw down.
Excellent. Thomas, you see 4 humans suddenly appear on the bridge. What do you do?
I scream spaghetti, yell
Right?
pocket batteries,
I
and
say
yeet
no.
a handful of batteries at them.
So you're going to throw a handful of batteries. Excellent. Avian, 4 humans appear on your bridge.
Yeah, I immediately counter with no spaghetti, and get between Thomas and the humans and say, let's fucking talk. Word.
Okay, so in order of events, this is what happens. Ace, do you fire or are you just holding a defensive position?
I'm just defending for now.
Okay, Rhea comes up the stairs. You see her, the top of her head appear. She sees Chick. She knows that Chick has sent the signal and she's actually looking to him to see what the deal is. Thomas has thrown a handful of batteries. Thomas, please roll your fight.
All right.
See what happens to these batteries.
Hopefully be like a shotgun effect. Oh, look at that.
Oh, okay, cool. But Avian has put themselves between you and one of the humans and has pelted with a number. Roll a d12. Just a
D12.
Just a regular d12.
Only 2.
Most of them miss, but boom, boom, 2 end up in Avian's eyes. You hear what appears to be the leader, which is kind of looks like the one that Avian stepped in front of. Kind of laugh, actually, at the sight. You hear one of the other humans say, should I grab him? The lead human behind Avian says, forget the traitor, take the Prolian. Wraps his arm around Avian and they all disappear.
No!
And that will end this chapter of the Persephone. What the humans don't see as they speed out into space are 3 glowing and unidentified objects speeding off behind them. And we'll see you next time.
Oh.